Welcome race fans to Pacific Coast International Raceway and the start of the Vintage Sports Car Tournament. I'm Vinny, your host. We are very excited to introduce the field of the racers. We have Porsches, Ferraris, Corvettes, Mercedes, Shelbys, Lamborghinis, Jaguars, Aston Martins, Triumphs, and a very fast Toyota. Let's take just a moment and take them all in. Bracketed seating will be random, as is the pole position. In the case of a tiebreaker, in case of points tie, the car with the most wins will start in the pole position. If that is equal, the tiebreaker is the qualifying time, with the fastest starting in the pole position. Our first race has Numbskull in the pole position and Sisters of Heavy Metal up front with him. And they're off. Numbskull jumps into an early lead with the Sisters right behind him in a group of three. Oh, it looks like something happened there with the Sisters of Heavy Metal. Meanwhile, Numbskull is just distancing himself from the group. Has a little bit of a slide going down the second last straightaway, but he comes down in the final and takes the win with the Sisters of Heavy Metal right behind him. We have a nice group coming down the back, but Numbskull, of course, is heading out, and it looks like Sisters of Heavy Metal lost traction a little bit coming out of that second corner and kind of got in the way of the other guys. Meanwhile, Numbskull lost a little bit of traction there, which allowed Sisters of Heavy Metal to start gaining on him a little bit. But Numbskull won't be caught, and he finishes the race in first, with the Sisters of Heavy Metal coming in behind him and Road Rage coming in third. Looks like N-Count got hung up on turn 3 and gets a DNF. Lap 2 coming up. We have Sisters of Heavy Metal in the pole position and N-Count on the outside. And let's see what happens here. And they're off. They're door and door with N-Count and Sisters of Heavy Metal, but ooh, N-Count gets the lead. It's a little scuffle in the back there for second position as N-Count leads them down into the finish. Looks like Sisters of Heavy Metal takes second and Numbskull's third. And here comes Road Rage for fourth place. So let's go back and take a look in slow-mo and see exactly what went on there. As they come out of the starting gate, it looks like N-Count slowly pulls ahead of the Sisters of Heavy Metal, gets past them on the whole shot, almost loses it. Ooh, Numbskull tries to get by the Sisters, but they shut him down. And he loses a little bit of speed from that, and so that's how they finish. First, second, and Numbskull in third. And then Road Rage does come down. Must have had a spin out or something, but he is able to make it past the finish line for fourth place. Lap 3 coming up. Numbskull and the Sisters are tied at 6. Lap 3. And counting the pole position, Road Rage up front with him. And we're about ready to start. And they're off. Coming down the straightaway, we see N-Count taking a nice lead. As they come around the second turn, N-Count's opening her lead up. Oh, and she flips. Oh, flips at the big chicane. And it looks like a big pileup got caused. I think we have a 4-way DNF here. Let's make sure nobody's injured. All right. Lap 3 restart, and N-Count and Road Rage in the front. Sisters of Heavy Metal and Numbskull in the back. And they're off again. Coming down the straightaway again, N-Count seems to take the lead, with the rest of the group behind. Oh! Numbskull got past, but N-Count flipped her again, and another pileup, but Road Rage got through and will take first place on a roof. Oh, yeah, we're going to have to go see if she's okay too. But looks like a single win for Road Rage and DNFs for the other 3. Let's take another look at what happened. Speed the cars coming down And End Count hitting the whole shot. A little bit of jostling for position there with the other three cars. Coming out of the big chicane, Road Rage has the lead, and Numbskull gets sideways and is unable to miss End Count, with the sisters getting caught up in that also. Road Rage is free to clear to get down to the end. Got a little squirrely at the end, but he did cross the finish line. And with that win, Road Rage takes a 1-point lead. And they're off. Road Rage is taking the lead as he comes down the corner into the hole shot, and he's opening up a little bit as they come around. Oh, and he looks like he lost it on that corner. End Count now in the lead with Numbskull pushing him hard from behind, but I don't think Numbskull's going to catch him. And End Count takes the 4th lap. Yeah, he flipped it coming out of that third corner. Got a few people there checking on him. He apparently is okay. And we have a tie, ladies and gentlemen. Numbskull has won the race with 9 points, and the Sisters of Heavy Metal and End Count both have tied with 8 points. End Count gets the pole position for his 2 wins, and they're off. End Count takes a bit of a lead coming down the straightaway. As they hit Pine Hill, End Count is opening up her lead. She makes it through the big chicane, just about rolls it again, but she makes it through, and she leads them on down to the finish line. End Count will take race 1. The Sisters of Heavy Metal did not show up at the finish line. Apparently they went into a skid and ended up down in the middle of the road. Wonder if there's anything that caused them to freak out. Maybe they saw something. You never know around this place. I mean, this is Oregon. Lap 2, the tiebreaker. Sisters of Heavy Metal now have the inside lane. And they're off. They are door-to-door coming down the straight and coming out of the second corner, and they're still door-to-door with End Count just getting a slight lead and gets the edge in the corner. She slides out a little bit, but she is still in the lead, and she will finish the race and win the race off 2-0. Let's take another look at that race off in slow motion. As they came down the first straightaway, they are door-to-door. End Count and the sisters going door-to-door around that corner, and then End Count just gets a slight lead going into the big chicane and pulls ahead. Actually opens up the lead quite a bit there, even though she skidded out a little bit coming out of that 5th corner. Goes down the 6th corner and straight down to the finish line. And with that, End Count will be the number 2 car going into the next phase. Congratulations to Numbskull and End Count. And we want to thank Road Rage Racing and the Sisters of Heavy Metal and Dr. Dodge Racing for participating in this event. Thank you so much. Your cars are gorgeous. We really hope you come back at a future event and join us again here at the Pacific Coast International Raceway. Group 2 coming up. In the first position we have Spy Dude in a 1963 Corvette Roadster, Scooter Ranwell in a 1979 Mazda RX-7, Craigster Sr. driving a 1973 Ferrari 365 GTB4, Mr. Dark in his Corvette Grand Sport. Lining up for lap 1 of race 2, in pole is Spy Dude and Scooter Ranwell on the outside. And they're off. Coming down the straightaway, Spy Dude has a nice lead. As they come around the 5th corner, Spy Dude has a nice lead opened up and will take first place, and Craigster Sr. will take second. Looks like Scooter Ranwell lost control and ended up halfway off the road, and Mr. Dark looked like he spun out coming out of the second turn. Let's take a look again in slow motion, see if we can't find out what happened here. Spy Dude's got a nice lead, and the rest of the group was all bunched up together. And we lost, obviously, Mr. Dark spun out after that second corner, and the 5th corner was another full spin out by Scooter Ranwell. After one race, it's Spy Dude with 4, Craigster with 3, and the other 2 with 0 points as we prepare to start lap 2. Scooter Ranwell now has the pole position, and Mr. Dark with him up front. And they're off. As they come down the back straightaway, we got Scooter Ranwell with a nice lead. And Scooter Ranwell shutting down Spy Dude. Oh, and they get flipped around, and whoa! Blazing by is Mr. Dark to take the win. Craigster Sr. is off the track and flipped onto the parking area. And Spy Dude is caught up on the last corner just before the straightaway for the finish line. Reviewing now in slow motion, we see Scooter Ramwell taking a nice sizable lead with the crowd right behind him. Scooter Ramwell takes the corner, slides a little bit and gives Spy Dude a chance to catch up to him. He starts pushing on him, and Scooter Ramwell does the block, which makes him kind of dump on the corner, and Mr. Dark just sees what's happening, takes full advantage by blowing around him on the outside, and Scooter Ramwell is able to get across the line also. After 2, we have Spy Dude and Mr. Dark tied for first, Scooter Ramwell and Chrysler Sr. tied for second. Mr. Dark now on the pole with Chrysler Sr. next to him, and they're off. Mr. Dark takes a slight lead coming around to the hole shot, followed by Scooter Ramwell, who's starting to push him from behind. Chrysler Sr. in third. Mr. Dark will maintain the lead and take first place. And let's go see what happened to Chrysler Sr. Watching the replay now, we see Mr. Dark with a bit of a lead. They come out in a little bit of a group down the hole shot. And Chrysler Sr., he got up on the rails there, causing a spin out and allowing Spy Dude to get past him. And they finish in that order: Mr. Dark, Scooter Ramwell, and Spy Dude. Mr. Dark has the lead with 8 points. Spy Dude and Scooter Ramwell tied with 6. In the lineup here we have Chrysler Sr. in the pole and Spy Dude on the outside, Mr. Dark and Scooter Ramwell. And they're off. Coming down the back straight, Chrysler Sr. It's a tight group. Chrysler Sr. with a slight lead. He gets a little bit of lead there. Oh, there's a big crash and scrum going around the big chicane. They all seem to have broken free, and Spy Dude's got the lead. Chrysler Sr. in second. Oh my! And there's a big old scrum again just before the finish. As they come out of the starting gate, it looks like Chrysler Sr. does have a slight lead, but they are jammed together. Coming down again, Chrysler Sr. makes advantage, but gets slid sideways in front of Chrysler Sr., which starts a big old jam up in the big chicane. Spy Dude comes out in the lead with Chrysler Sr. taking second, Mr. Dark in third, and then they hit that last corner, and it looks like Spy Dude and Chrysler Sr. hit the rail, which gives Mr. Dark an advantage to take second. Tries to get first, but can't go past Spy Dude. And that's your order: Spy Dude first, Mr. Dark second, Chrysler Sr. third, and Scooter Ramwell fourth. Mr. Dark and Spy Dude will be moving on to the next round. Big thanks to Chrysler Sr. of Hot Nuts Diecast and Scooter Ramwell of Spirit of 64 for participating, and I really hope to see you again here at a future event. This is Vinny for Pacific Coast International Raceway signing off, and we'll see you again at the next race.